Christian word for today, justice. Justice. The psalmist sings that eventually justice and mercy will kiss. These days, they hardly speak. It's kind of delicious to believe that someday the people who have wronged you will get what they deserve. But it's not so much fun to believe that you also shall be judged. At various times, Jesus was dragged before the agents of justice, both religious and Caiaphas, and secular, Pontius Pilate. One of the noblest systems of justice responded to Jesus by torturing him to death. Worldly attempts at justice usually involve the strong imposing their will upon the weak. In crying out for justice, the weak demand power to work their will upon the strong. And maybe that's why in world history, Jesus is usually on the losing side. After the revolution, well, who can distinguish between the vanquished, morally speaking, from the victors? People with power tend to act the same no matter how they got the power. And all of that explains why Jesus never got along well with potentates, religious or otherwise. There are unjust situations that we can't put right, and wounds of injustice we can't heal. What can we do? One, we can't make the wrong that has been done not to have been. Two, some injustice is so unlawful that it's impossible to make adequate reparation. Maybe making even more remarkable that in hundreds of Bible verses, God expects us, even us, to do justice. God wouldn't have commanded it if God expected us always to fail at justice. So, even though we have our problems working justice, Scripture contends God is busy creating justice out of our injustice, taking sides with the weak against the strong. Thank God that our deeds are not the only activity against injustice. Jesus said he was at work, and his Father's at work too. What we can do is to be honest about our injustice. We can pray for forgiveness, and then actively work reconciliation and justice as our modest human attempts to witness to the work of a God who promises eventually to put things right. God's promise to judge and to work righteousness, that's bad news if you have benefited from injustice. But good news if you've been a victim. Though a noble goal, Christians are called by Jesus even to more than doing justice. He commanded us to love. Justice, one of the words of the Christian faith. Join me again as we do our Christian ABCs.